Hello, Blades Bobcats. This is Dr. Booker. I'm back for my second read aloud for Black History Month and the book is called Let the Children March. And it's a children's book written by Monica Clark Robinson, and it highlights the Birmingham Children's Crusade in 1963. And it's told from the point of view of a young African-American girl who lived in 1963 in Birmingham, and her family, after seeing a speech by Martin Luther King, decided to participate in a peaceful protest. And her family was very scared to do it, but the children decided that they wanted to stand up for their rights and their civil rights, and they wanted to march to help bring awareness to what was going on in America at that time, segregation, where it was keeping black people and white people separate in various in everywhere in society. And they believed that was not right, and they wanted to stand up for their rights so that everyone was equal and everyone got the same rights as everyone else. So it's a wonderful book. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it makes you think, helps you learn a little bit about our history and about Black history, and hopefully will, like I said, spark some conversation with you, your friends, your family. And it's a great, wonderful book, and I hope you enjoy. Let the Children March by Monica Clark Robinson. "1963, Birmingham, Alabama. I couldn't play on the same playground as the white kids. I couldn't go to their schools. I couldn't drink from their water fountains. There were so many things I couldn't do. One warm spring night, my family went to church. We weren't there to have regular services. We were there to hear Dr. King speak. We were there to plan. He wanted to raise an army of peaceful protesters to fight for freedom, his brown eyes flashing fire and love. Dr. King told us the time had come to march. If I march, Mama said, I'll lose my job, sure enough. I can't march, Daddy said. I got a family to feed. The weight of the world rested on our parents' shoulders, but this burden, this time, did not have to be theirs to bear. I don't have a boss to fear, my brother said, or a job to lose. We can march this time. We'll be Dr. King's army, I said. I'll be fine, Daddy, I promised. Don't worry, Mama. Dr. King didn't like children being put in harm's way. He was a daddy too, after all. But he said that though we were young, we were not too young to want our freedom. Let the children march. They will lead the way. On May 2nd, a sunny Thursday, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, cousins and friends, we all met at the church dressed in our best, feet ready. In a silence so loud that all I could hear was my heart racing, we began to walk. Hand in hand we marched, so frightened, yet certain of what was right for freedom. The path may be long and troubled, but I'm going to walk on. Would I be hurt? Would we be heard? Would it all be worth it in the end? I wanted to run from the angry faces in the crowd, run from danger, run from fear. Boys and girls and brothers, sisters and cousins and friends, on and on we marched. We marched, we marched, singing the songs of freedom. 1,000 strong we came. Hate dogged my heels all that day, its yellow canine teeth sharp, but courage walked by my side and kept me going. Disperse or you'll be jailed, the police shouted the first day. Disperse or you'll get wet, the police shouted the second day. Disperse or we'll release the dogs, the police shouted the third day. We did not disperse. We kept on marching. We wouldn't stop until things started to change. Hundreds of us went to jail on the first day, even more on the second. My turn wasn't until the third day. After I was sprayed by water stronger than anything I ever felt, rough hands pushed me forward, and I fell to my knees. In the police wagon, I was going to jail. Dr. King reassured my parents. Don't worry about your children, he said. They're going to be all right. Don't hold them back if they want to go to jail. for they are doing a job for not only America themselves, but for all of America and all mankind. That night, crowded into a cell too small for even half of the kids, we sang, "We shall overcome. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. And freedom is coming." Our parents couldn't be there with us, but still we sang, wrapped in the proud and loving arms of our ancestors. I was still in jail, but we heard that the next day and the next, more kids marched. The water hoses they used to sting us could not stop our fierce tide. The path may be long and troubled, but I'm going to walk on. Turn the other cheek, we had been taught. Show love where there is hate. The world watched as hate bruised us. But for 7 days we walked only in love. The jail swelled to bursting, and even President Kennedy took notice. Daddy said the president received letters and calls about us from all over the world. Our march would become a memory, a small part of a larger story. But we had been heard, and the seeds of revolution were sown. 2 days and nights I stayed in the jail. Some stayed even longer. When I left, I was tired and sore, and my best dress was ripped. But my smile was as wide as the Mississippi River. I had made a difference. "I am so proud of you, baby girl," Mama said. "Your march was what made them see." With nothing more than our feet, voices, and courage, we had done what others could not. Change was right around the corner. We felt like a cool breeze in an Alabama August. On May 10th, the great news rang out. Dr. King had reached an agreement with the white leaders of the city. Desegregation would begin. 1 month later, I was playing on a playground I had never been allowed to play on before. 2 months later, my family ate dinner at a place we'd never been allowed to eat before. Our march made the difference. We children led the way. Singing the songs of freedom, 1,000 strong we came. And this is information regarding the story, the real life march. These are pictures, actual pictures, and you can even see how young the children are there. Well, Bobcats, I hope you enjoyed that book, Let the Children March. I know there are a lot of serious topics in there and even some scary images about things that happened in our history, especially in the African American community. And we want to make sure that we remember those things and remember that at a time in America, there was segregation. Black and white students were not able to go to the same school. And in the book, they talk about that parks, restaurants, even sitting on a bus in a certain spot, you couldn't do those things. And that's what our history is filled with. And these are stories that we need to continue to learn about so that we continue to first treat others with kindness, with love, and respect and understanding. And that's what I think Black history, that's another reason why Black history is such an amazing time to start thinking about those things, have those conversations. And you guys are all young and you have your whole life ahead of you. And we want you to think about the ways that you can improve the world. And that you can treat others with respect and love. So thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed the book and take care.